The desert had a way of swallowing everything: tracks, sound, hope, and 12-year-old. Clara Mayfield felt that emptiness, pressing against her lungs as she trudged across the copper-colored landscape, searching for her family's lost mule. Her boots kicked up dust that clung to her skirts, and the sun blazed so fiercely that the horizon shimmered like a dream. She ought to have turned back hours ago, but something in her, something stubborn, brave, and born from the hard life of frontier living, kept her moving forward. She was about to take another step when she heard it, a faint cry carried on the wind. At first, she thought she imagined it. Nothing human should have been this far out without a horse or a wagon. But the cry came again, thin, trembling, desperate. Clara's heart jumped. She followed the sound, weaving between scattered red rocks and patches of tough desert grass until she spotted a collapsed figure near an outcrop, a woman. Clara ran toward her, dropping to her knees in the hot sand. The woman was covered in dust, her long dark hair tangled, her skin flushed with fever. But what struck Clara most was her belly, round, tight, unmistakably carrying a child close to being born. "Ma'am," Clara whispered, terrified. "Are you hurt? Can you hear me?" The woman's eyes fluttered open. "Water," she whispered, barely audible. Clara didn't hesitate. She uncapped her small canteen, lifting it gently to the woman's lips. The woman drank with weak, trembling gulps before sagging back with a pained breath. "Thank you, little one," she murmured. Clara scanned the desert nervously. Night would come soon. Coyotes, cold winds, and the danger of being alone out here frightened her more than she'd admit. "Ma'am, you need help," Clara said. "My home isn't too far. I can take you there." The woman winced as another contraction rippled through her. "The baby." "Come soon," she gasped. Clara's heart pounded. She didn't know what to do. But she knew one thing. She couldn't leave the woman here to die. "I have a little cart nearby," Clara said. "I can pull you in it, just hold on." Helping the woman to her feet took every bit of strength Clara had. The woman leaned heavily on her, her breathing ragged. But with patience and grit, they made it to the small wooden cart Clara's father used for hauling wood. Clara layered blankets and helped the woman sit. "My name is Clara," she said gently. "What's yours?" "Anna," the woman whispered. "Anna Naru," Clara smiled. "I'll get you to safety. Anna, I promise." She grabbed the cart handles and began pulling with all her might. The wheels creaked over stones, snagged in sand, and jostled so much that Anna winced with each bump. But Clara pushed onward. The sun dipped behind the mesas, painting the sky gold. Clara felt hope rising. They were close to the ridge that marked the path home when she heard something that froze her blood. The thunder of hooves. She turned and saw 3 riders cresting a dune, their hair flowing, their horses kicking up clouds of dust. Comanche warriors. Her breath hitched. She wasn't taught to fear them, but she had heard stories that made her pulse race with nervousness. The leading rider, tall and powerful, leapt from his horse before it fully stopped. His eyes locked onto Anna. Recognition flared, fear, relief, something deep and desperate. "Naru!" he called, dropping to his knees beside her. His voice shook with emotion. Clara stared stunned. Anna reached for his hand weakly. "Tall Hawk," she whispered. "The baby." "It is coming." Clara's jaw dropped. Tall Hawk. She had heard that name whispered by settlers around campfires. Leader of the Comanche. The man whose pregnant wife had gone missing days ago. And Clara, just an ordinary frontier girl, had saved her. Tall Hawk gathered Anna in his arms, his expression fierce and tender all at once. "We must move," he said to his warriors. But Anna cried out, gripping his vest. "No, the baby comes now." Tall Hawk's face tightened. "Here, in the open desert?" Anna nodded faintly. Another contraction hit. Tall Hawk barked orders, and his warriors rushed to build a quick shelter from blankets, sticks, and the cart Clara had dragged through miles of scorching sand. Clara helped too, her small hands shaking as she spread blankets and fetched water. Anna refused to let go of her. "Stay with me, Clara," she whispered. "Your presence gives me strength," Clara knelt beside her as the desert wind stirred the sand, and the sky shifted into soft dusk, the air filled with the raw sound of pain and labor. Clara trembled, overwhelmed, but she held Anna's hand through every agonizing minute. Tall Hawk knelt on Anna's other side, whispering in Comanche. Words Clara didn't understand but felt were full of love. And then at last, after what felt like hours suspended in a world of sand, sweat, and prayer, a baby's cry split the air. Clara gasped as Tall Hawk lifted a tiny red-faced baby girl into the light. His strong warrior's hands trembled. Tears shimmered in his eyes. Anna sobbed with joy as he placed the child into her arms. Clara could hardly breathe. She had never felt so close to a miracle. But just as relief washed over them, the pounding of hooves sounded again, this time from the north. Clara turned sharply. More riders, settlers, men from her town, armed, wary and already raising dust as they approached. They must not find us this way, one Comanche warrior warned. They will think we stole the girl. Clara's chest clenched in fear. She knew these men. She knew their tempers. She knew what would happen if they saw Comanche warriors with a frontier child. They'll attack, she said. They'll think you kidnapped me. Tall Hawk's eyes narrowed. What do you suggest, little one? Clara steadied her breath. Let me talk to them first. Too dangerous, Tall Hawk growled. But Clara stepped forward bravely. They'll listen to me. I'm just a kid. They won't shoot me. Tall Hawk hesitated, then nodded. Go, and the spirits protect you. Clara ran across the sand toward the arriving riders. Clara! Girl, what happened? Are you hurt? The men shouted. She raised her hands. I'm fine, she said. The Comanche didn't take me. I found a woman who was hurt, and she just had a baby. They're only protecting her. The men stared, stunned. Their leader lowered his rifle. Show us. Clara led them back to the shelter. When the settlers saw Anna holding her newborn daughter, their expressions softened despite themselves. Tall Hawk stood protectively beside her, but did not reach for his weapon. Anna looked up at the settlers with weary eyes. Your girl saved us, she whispered. The settlers looked at Clara with amazement. You've done something mighty good today, Clara, one said. Tall Hawk stepped forward, his newborn daughter in his arms, wrapped in soft hide. Your child is brave, he told the settlers. Then he turned to Clara. Clara Mayfield, he said, voice deep with sincerity. You are forever a friend of the Comanche. You saved my wife. You saved my daughter. You have saved our future. Clara's eyes filled with tears. No one had ever honored her like this. And as the sun set, the frontier sky glowing with golds and purples, Clara felt something change in the world around her. For one moment, settlers and Comanche stood side by side, not as enemies, but as people bound by the courage of a child and the birth of a new life. Clara looked at tiny baby Naru, yawning softly in her mother's arms, unaware that her first breath had united two worlds. Tall Hawk rested a hand on Clara's shoulder. You have changed everything, he said, and we will never forget. Clara smiled, her heart full, her breath light. Maybe she really was brave, and maybe the world was big enough for miracles after all. If you want more powerful Wild West stories like this, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Your support helps us bring more thrilling, emotional, and unforgettable stories to life. Stay tuned, more adventures await.